It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And we'll be watching Carlton Davis.
And we're about 5 miles northwest of downtown Tampa at beautiful Raymond James Stadium near Florida's Gulf Coast. Today we hit Week 10, and we've got a good one in store between the Seattle Seahawks and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Up here in the booth, Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis, and sometimes, CD, it doesn't really take an expert to see the key storyline for a ball game, and this really jumps out at you. It's that we have the NFL's best defense on one side, and they're going up against actually the NFL's worst defense, at least statistically, on the other side.
I think you can break out your paintbrushes right here, partner, and go a little bit of Van Gogh and try to paint a brighter picture of this one. But you know it's tough. You presented it as is. One side has to be clearly favored here based solely on how they played defensively. So what are we going to see when this game gets going? Do we have an underdog thinking upset, or does a favorite team live up to its billing?
The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. From the 6. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Tampa Bay's offense set to take the field, and of course, at quarterback, 23-year veteran who's had a Hall of Fame career several times over, the great Tom Brady.
And at one point, he announced to the NFL world that he had accomplished everything he needed to and was going to retire, but then reversed that decision. And I think everyone who likes football loves the fact that he's still out there throwing it around and still at the top of his game. In a career that's seen and accomplished just about everything, he figured there's always room to add to that legacy.
Brady's throw on target to Godwin here. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. An early statement on the game's first play. 18 yards and a first down. A first carry for Leonard Fournette. Taken down at the 42. The rushing numbers for Fournette from last week. 17 carries, 61 yards, and a touchdown.
So he scored his 8th touchdown on the ground last week, and most guys I know, they want to get into round numbers. So, you know, 10 is really the goal. And this is one sport where being selfish and scoring touchdowns is a good thing. Look for he and the offense to try and get him in there at least twice in this game.
And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. To throw, it's Brady. It's caught by Mike Evans. And he is going to have the Buccaneers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Here's Brady to throw. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. He's got it with the 15. A big play that time for Tampa Bay. 45 yards.
Well, things are looking pretty darn good on this first drive, aren't they? Came right out, set the tone, this time with a big pass play.
And if the peek behind the curtain that they gave us for the game, Godwin's got it. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bucs are on the board first here this afternoon. Looking sharp on that first drive. These guys, of course, coming off back-to-back victories, and you see that kind of advancing into this game, don't you?
You certainly do, and when you have a team that doesn't get too full of itself, even though they've won 2 games in a row, you get the end result that we saw there, that nice opening drive, because they're sharp, they're focused, and they're locked into everything that they're doing.
They'll try and run with Bernard. And he will get in to make it 8-0. interesting. I mean, they're putting their foot on the gas here early, going for 2 to go up 8-0.
Well, after that drive, you have to believe that they thought to themselves, if we can do that, what's another 2 yards? Let's go get those and get 2 points as a result.
Good to look at this Seahawk offense as they come out there, and the quarterback brought in as part of that big offseason trade, now in his 4th NFL season, Drew Lock.
Well, his ratio was good last week. Most quarterbacks are really excited about a 3-to-1 ratio, but it's flipped in the wrong direction. He threw 3 interceptions, not touchdown passes, and he only had the 1 TD pass in that game, so he's trying to turn that around and find a way for his team to win.
Throwing on first down is Lock. Looking for Lockett, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jamel Dean. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. Well, that's certainly not the start that they envisioned, Charles. You give up the long touchdown drive, and there, an interception on their first play from scrimmage.
Brandon, I wonder if the mindset was simply, well, that was a long touchdown drive. Their defense might be a little relaxed and feel like, hey, we're in good shape now, having 7 in hand. Maybe they just thought, let's take the shot at them right now. Instead, it went against them.
So after the INT, it's Brady. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
But these are the situations that really test the defense, those sudden changes. They're already inside field goal range to start the possession. Their goal now, keep it to a long kick, if indeed they end up trying one.
And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Brady going to try and throw on 3rd down. And in for the Buccaneers touchdown. Tom Brady with 2 first-quarter touchdown passes. And the Buccaneers have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And they're going to get it. That one's caught. And now the lead moves to 16-0. I think we're sensing a trend here. 2 first-half touchdowns. After going for 2 after the first score, CD, I thought maybe they would kick the PAT here. No, they get 2 more.
No, they decided to really press the advantage because, remember, getting the 2 after the first score, you've already got the other team back on their heels if they're going to mount a comeback. But to go up 2 scores and 2 two-point conversions, you've really got them thinking on the other sideline.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Levante David in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. You know darn well both of these teams reviewed the film and saw that this defense had 5 sacks last week. They got to keep their QB upright.
And they're going to try their best to do exactly that. But they're facing a team where getting to the quarterback is a mindset. It's a mantra for them. And they play a game within the game, and you know what it is? Let's race to the quarterback and see who gets there first.
Give him 6 on the run. They're going to be faced now with a 3rd and 12. Let's see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. Lock going to throw. That ball nearly intercepted, but he could not hang on. Oh, a pick there certainly would have been nice. Instead, at least it'll be 4th down. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return, and the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. So here are the Bucs to take over on offense. Remember, they're riding that 5-game winning streak, and right now in the driver's seat in this ball game as well. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette, and he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. They'll run it here with Bernard. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the first down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
A full start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Now Brady. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it's 2nd down. That catch, by the way, number 505 of his career. That ties him with a couple of other tight ends for the past, Frank Wycheck and Dallas Clark.
And those guys were excellent players, but how about what we're seeing right now? 505 and rising. What a nice career he's put together.
And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3. From midfield, here's Brady.
To Evans on the slant.
And he is going to have the Bucs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now Bernard.
He finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They'll run again with Bernard. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down. 16-0. That's the score after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now in Tampa Bay. It's the Buccaneers in control of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. He's got Otten. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 10 yards there and a Buccaneer first down. Into the red zone, it's Brady. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Brady's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. They go back to the ground now with Fournette. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Getting it out wide here to Bernard.
And the tackle made at the 13. He is well short of the first. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down. Succop's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
But what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well, and kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. Now, the midterm elections are now concluded, and I think we can all breathe a sigh of relief for that. But now it's time for midterm football, where we move past the unofficial halfway point of the season, and we got a couple of good matchups in the night games here in Week 10. Tonight it's North versus South in California, the Chargers and Niners from Santa Clara. And then tomorrow, Monday night, it's both Charles's birthday, happy early birthday, buddy, and the first primetime appearance for the Commanders as they travel up to Philly to take on the Eagles. A lot going on.
He'll get about 4 as he's past the 35 to the 38-yard line. Throwing now is Locke. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away. So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return. And they will take over 1st and 10.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now.
And they come into this one riding that nice long win streak. And remember, next weekend is an open week for them. So that if they can get the win here, a lot of momentum into that time off.
It certainly is. And if you're wondering if anybody's saying, boy, this is coming at a bad time, we want to keep playing, the answer can be yes. Because when teams are on a hot streak, They want to keep going, but what the veterans are telling the young guys in the locker room, an open week is always good, guys. Take it, and let's go with it.
The Bucs on third down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. They're looking at third in the nose of the football. And he gets it to the 34, good enough for the first.
That's about what you would expect since they're so efficient on picking up third downs in the top 5 in the NFL. It's all a mindset, and I guarantee you, it started in the offseason. Third down's important to them. They find a way to pick them up at a very good clip.
Holding offense.
All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center, because remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion, and sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Coleman, and he will bring it back to about the 11-yard line. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it. And the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
Walker now on 1st and 10. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line.
Now 2nd and 9 from the 10.
Shotgun snap to Lock. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle.
Dwayne Eskridge.
His first touchdown on the year.
And the Seahawks are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
Oh, such great concentration there, going right up against the side of the end zone, but able to get the feet in bounds.
There's so many things that go into that catch, and you just mentioned the concentration, being able to catch the football, get your feet down in bounds, hang on to it all the way through the process of the catch. That was a phenomenal play.
And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right.
Myers connects on the PAT, and they're able to cut this deficit down to 12. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
Now the Buccaneers offense gets ready to head back onto the field.
Sitting in first place in the division. They've got an open date on the calendar coming up next week. So, Charles, you and I were talking about this before the game. This one for them kind of has some extra importance.
It certainly does, because if they can get the win here and pad their lead a bit, or at least keep pace, then they can really kick their feet up and say a job well done at this point, and not have to worry about ball at all until they're back in their facility, back in their meeting room, getting ready for the next game.
A really nice gain of 25 yards. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
Yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Now a carry for Bernard. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 4 yards the pickup, first down. Now Brady. And this is thrown to the sideline. No receiver in the area, though, and that's going to bring out a flag.
We saw it, too. Nobody in the vicinity of that throw, and that earns him the penalty.
Yeah, you got to at least get it close enough to one of your own guys in order to dodge the penalty.
They lose the yardage, and, of course, they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long. Brady going to throw. He finds his target. It's Evans.
And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
Potential grounding. Offense.
Yeah, he hadn't gotten far enough away from the pocket to throw that football away, and that draws the flag.
Yeah, the old tackle box, right? Get outside of each tackle, and then you can go ahead and throw it away, and you're in good shape. But if you're back there in the pocket, you got to make sure of what you're doing.
Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. A long way to go here on third down for the 8th play of the drive. On the draw, this is Fournette. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on fourth. Now a timeout called with 3 seconds to go, and of course they're in field goal range in the final seconds of this first half. Succop's kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we toss it an hour or so east of here to Orlando, it's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in a minute, but first, let's take a spin around the NFL and see what's going on here in week number 10. We'll begin our trip around the NFL with an interesting one right off the bat, and it's the Steelers who are out in front. 2 touchdown passes there for Mitchell Trubisky. From there, we head over to the Windy City. Check on the Bears at home, Soldier Field. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Lions. David Montgomery, the lone touchdown there as he's cashed one in on the ground. Lastly, let's get you to Charlotte, North Carolina. Check on the Panthers at home at Bank of America Stadium. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting Atlanta Falcons. Baker Mayfield leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. Continuing on, here's a look at the next-gen stats in that first half, and they will need to get this passing game in gear because they did not do much of anything in that first half, and it's why the scoreline is what it is. Meanwhile, for the Bucs, we check out their numbers on the ground as they'll try to keep the momentum going into the second half. Second half straight ahead from Raymond James Stadium. Both teams finishing up their halftime adjustments. So for the call, let's get back over to Tampa and rejoin Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Seahawks trailing, but they will have possession first here as we resume action in the third quarter. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Seahawk offense set to go to begin this third quarter. In the first half, they struggled a little bit to keep pace offensively, CD, down 2 scores here. So how do they make some changes coming out of the locker room?
Well, they've studied what they did in the first half. They've seen what the defense is throwing at them. Now they want to have a plan of attack against it. So you come out, you're not going to get all the points back on one drive, but get started on it. Start chopping into that lead, and maybe it'll inspire your defense to help out as well.
Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. They'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sand. Now it's third down.
I'd say it's not panic time yet, but let's be honest about it. Empty possession here, not what you're looking for when you're down a couple of scores.
Absolutely not. Trying to start the second half off on the right foot. Unfortunately, going to give the ball up.
A lot of ground to cover here for Locke and the Seahawks. 3rd and long after that sack.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Oh, he tries to get it to Metcalf, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Logan Ryan.
I certainly think that we're seeing a big reason why this team is struggling to put points on the board so far, because too many of their drives have ended in turnovers already, and we still have almost a full half of football yet to play.
Here comes the Buccaneers offense. They get their first reps of the second half.
Following the interception, they're set up nicely here, already inside the red zone, knocking on the door, if you will. 1st and 10.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Fournette. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
Here's Bernard. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. Brady. And he hauls it in for the Buccaneer touchdown. Kyle Rudolph. A 1-yard touchdown reception.
And the Buccaneers have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. So they're able to capitalize there on the short field, and that might prove to be the score that turns out the lights.
The party's over. Oh, sorry about that. That's an old reference there, folks. But, yeah, they've been the better of the 2 teams by far, and that's great complementary football right there. Defense gets the turnover, sets up the short field, and the offense goes right out and scores to open up a pretty sizable lead.
Now it's Ryan Suckup on after the touchdown to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
His interception on that last drive set the other guys up pretty good. They had solid field position. They cashed in with a touchdown. Now he's got to try to get things right here. 1st and 10.
They'll try and get the run game going. And now a fumble. The ball's out. But I believe a Seahawk was able to get a handle on this, so this will remain Seattle ball.
On 2nd down, it's Walker.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. 33 yards is the distance on the punt there. And out will come the offense as they take over. And the Buccaneers getting ready to go as they take the field.
And as the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime if you're a good football team. You spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments, prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
Yeah, we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 10 yards there and a Buccaneer 1st down. Now a handoff up the middle. Bernard. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Again, here's Bernard.
And a good push there defensively as they stop him at the 48. Gain of just 1. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. And they will advance this across midfield, but still well shy of a first as he's tackled at the 47. Here comes the Buccaneers punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
From the 25 on 2nd down. Lock. Open man. That's Noah Fant, the tight end.
A lock-finding fan for the Seahawk first down.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play, and that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
They get 17 on that one. Move the chains. First down, Seahawks. Block working out of the gun. Targeting the out route, and he completes this to Metcalf. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last two plays. So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 down at the 33. Block now to throw. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down. The 2nd and 10 now as we roll along in the 3rd quarter from Tampa. Here's Locke. This is caught. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Tyler Lockett, 33 yards. And the Seahawks are able to get a score back in the final stages of this 3rd quarter. And there they got him the ball. Just get it to him, let him do the rest.
You know, he probably said that to his quarterback as he broke the huddle. I like the play call. Just get it to me. I'll take care of the rest of it.
Open out his rack, right? RAC.
Run after catch, and he loves that, and he's going to carry that in at contract time.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And that cuts the lead to 28-14. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. Fielded right around the 8. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Throwing on first down is Brady. Flush to his right. And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this 3rd quarter. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL. Back now in Tampa. It's the Bucs. They've got the football. They also are in front here on the scoreboard as we start the 4th. To try again after the sack. Brady. He's going to drop this one down to Bernard. And they'll bring him down right around the 13. The Bucs on 3rd down. They've been really good, converting 7 of their 10 tries. This will be 3rd and a mile. Now, meanwhile, the throw by Brady knocked away, incomplete. Here comes the Buccaneers punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And the Seahawks will have great field position to start this drive. They take over on the short side of the field. On first down, Locke. Catch is made by Metcalf. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. Locke now on first down. And completes it again to Metcalf. And he's going to be marked out just outside the 10. Now a draw play. It's Walker. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. 3rd and 2, Locke's going to throw. He's got his tight end Fant. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Here's Walker. Only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Again, Walker. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. 3rd and goal. keep in mind, very possibly 4-down territory. Now Locke. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Cole Beasley from 4 yards out. And the Seahawks have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. Myers connects on the PAT. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And with that last touchdown, I mean, we're set up for a good finish here. Some things to consider, Charles. Obviously, it's a very close game here in the fourth quarter. Defensively, they've got all 3 timeouts in their back pocket.
So the chess match really ramps up, doesn't it? Because in these situations, what do? Do you run the ball and kill the clock here? Or do you try and bury them with another score? And how about defensively? Do you use your timeouts at the earliest opportunity? Or wait till you hit the 2-minute warning? So there's a lot going into this one. Let's see how each side goes about it.
Oh, Fournette loses it. It's out. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line.
Well, partner, here's where team football gets tested a little bit, because I know the defensive guys were over there chilling on the sidelines, and all of a sudden, they heard the sudden change call because that fumble puts them right back on the field, and they've got to go out and finish the game now themselves.
Absolutely. Nursing that slim lead here in the fourth, a costly turnover. Following the fumble recovery, it's Locke.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far.
Picked up by Levante David. Past the 20. And it's a pick 6. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD.
Well, this defense, Charles, we know how good they are, but they've been beat a couple of times in this game. However, they got the latest laugh.
And how about the way they hung in there? Because you're exactly right. They're not used to being dented as they've been so far in this game. But what they just did there with that pick 6, that's the equivalent of what was happening to them. They're throwing touchdown passes against them. Okay, we'll take one back against you.
Ryan Suckup on for the point after. He knocks it through, and it's 35-21. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. We'll see if they can band back together after the pick 6. It hurt badly, but still within striking distance. A 2-score game with a good chunk of time on the clock.
Now left side on the swing pass. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds.
From the 28, it's 2nd and 5.
From the gun, it's Locke. And this one caught by Beasley. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. On 1st and 10, here's Locke.
They'll get this out wide to Penny.
And he'll be down at the 46. So they go from 146 to the other on a pickup of 8. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now a throw here to his running back. And he's got this down to the 35. First down now, but that clock rolling.
Here's Locke.
That's caught by Penny.
And they'll work this down inside the 30. Locke.
And he finds Penny.
And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. Now Locke.
And that is incomplete.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a non-stop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession.
And this is caught for a touchdown. So hang on now. Things just got a little bit more interesting here in the final minute. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a one-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
The extra point now coming from Myers.
Hey, check that.
And that'll cut the lead down now to a touchdown. So that drive in total 8 plays.
And it ends with a Tyler Lockett touchdown.
So there is still time, a little over 50 seconds to go, but this becomes a critical onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter. And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on third down. On third down, Fournette. And he loses the football a second time. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line.
I know when you're looking at the scoreboard clock, we're getting near the end of this game, but they were in what was really called 4-minute offense, and that's practice, meaning taking care of the football, taking time off the clock, not giving them a chance to come back. But bottom line is, what did I say in the beginning? Taking care of the football. That didn't happen.
Didn't do it. A costly turnover.
Lock to throw.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Lock.
Gets this to Fant. And this is not going to be what they needed. They get a few here, but now third down as the clock runs.
Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game.
This one goes underneath to Walker. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards.
Now Lock. He shakes him off. He's got a man, complete.
What a game we were treated to in this one. And then on that final play, they had a chance. They had the ball just beyond midfield for one final shot, but couldn't get it done, and they suffered the loss.
Yeah, and you mentioned how they had a chance on that final play, and getting into midfield gave them that opportunity, hoping they can find their way to the end zone and make that miracle happen. A really good ending to an entertaining contest, though.
So for the Bucs, they continue to put themselves in position for a first-round bye as they move to 8-2. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Seattle, add another loss to the pile as